It's your landlord. I see you late on your rent. You don't pay no money. You pay homage. I own Horrorcore. I bought this house. That's right. If you need a place to stay, you can rent this house, but I'm the landlord.
What up, everybody? It's Juggalotus with Fagelovers.net on the phone with Horrorcore legend Ganxsta NIP for our next installment of 20 Minutes with Ganxsta NIP. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to talk to us. You know, it's an honor, I should say. I mean, having been around since 1992, being one of the original horrorcore artists in the country. How did you possibly get into that? I mean, at that point, you know, in rap and hip hop, horrorcore really didn't exist. You know, you had a lot of gangster rap, you had a lot of, you know, street rap. It was kind of the roots of the movement. So what made you kind of slide into this genre?
Well, you know, I went to a high school by the name of Jesse H. Jones, and there was a lot of rappers. And everyone was, you know, simply doing the same. They were doing the same thing. So me, you know, I wanted to be different.
Okay.
But, you know, I didn't know that different was already in me. The different was already in me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's how I was able to create horrorcore. Let's get this clear. You know what I'm saying? I created the horrorcore. I wrote the Chucky for Bushwick. I was doing this in 83, 84. You know what I'm saying? Before I ever made a record.
Right.
You know? So it was just a blessing, man, that, you know, that God allowed me to be able to, you know, come up with something that was just different, you know, than what everybody else was doing.
Definitely. And, you know, horrorcore has since blown up, especially amongst, you know, the Juggalo fan base and that kind of outcast fan base, you know, with groups like ICP, with groups like, you know, the Ghetto Boys, with, you know, Eshams and those guys that kind of, you know, took what you were doing and amped it up and blew it up there in Michigan. What are your thoughts on how horrorcore has changed over the past, you know, 20 years, 22 years now? And yeah, I mean, what do you think about how they've taken what you kind of created and made it what it is today?
Well, you know, first of all, I really didn't kind of create it. I created it. You know what I'm saying? And really, you know, to be honest, I thank God for the other horrorcore rappers, you know what I'm saying? You know, because, you know, it takes more than one person to blow a genre up.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So I send shouts out to Brother Lynch Hung, Esham, you know, ICP, you know, King Gordy, you know what I'm saying? Eminem, because, you know, at the beginning he was doing a little horrorcore.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Bushwick. You know, really, you know, when I wrote the Chucky for Bushwick, that was really like the first song, you know, that actually just went nationwide, you know, being a horrorcore song, you know what I'm saying? And I was the writer of that, which I've gotten a platinum plaque, a gold plaque, you know, for that. So that was a blessing, and you know, I was the one who initially put the first whole album out, horrorcore.
Okay.
So, but it really hasn't really changed a lot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I changed a lot, you know.
Definitely.
But I think that sometimes, you know, guys let the wicked side of horrorcore, you know, control them in their personal life. The difference between me and them is that, you know, I believe strongly in God. See, I'm the Black Stephen, you know, the Stephen King of rap, you know, so that's just my job, you know. So you can't just try to go out and kill someone, you know what I'm saying, to try to prove that you're a horrorcore rapper. You know, you only use the wicked side of horrorcore in defense. You know what I'm saying? You don't use it on offense, you use it in defense. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of these cats have it twisted, you know what I'm saying? And that's why they get caught up in little, other little things. you know what I'm saying, that they really shouldn't be, you know what I'm saying? So I'm here to set the tone on how horrorcore should be operated once again.
All right. I know that there's a lot of current horrorcore artists. You mentioned quite a few. Anyone that you haven't yet worked with but would like to work with in the future?
Well, really, man, you know, I would like to sign with Eminem. Let's just get that clear.
All right.
But you know, I would like to come together with all horrorcore artists, because you have to understand, with our unity, we will be able to blow the genre sky high. You know, with all this individualism, you know, it's not really getting the genre anywhere. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? And all of this bickering about, you know, who created it, who started it. You know what I'm saying? Really, you know, I mean, you know, everybody can have their opinion. I really don't really care about that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I just think that our unity, man, will blow the genre up if we get on each other tracks. We do a horrorcore, you know what I'm saying, tour, and you know, make us a good compilation with all the horrorcore artists that, you know, that are recognizable, you know, throughout the nation. And then I think that it would skyrocket. But you have to understand, we have our own little segment, you know, in American society. We're not the majority. We're still the minority. But really, we have the skills and the know-how to be the majority. You understand? So with our unity, we can be that.
For sure. Now, you are releasing your latest album on your independent label, Psych Ward Entertainment, correct?
Yes, sir.
Who else is on that, I guess, label with you? What other current artists are with you on that label?
Well, you know, I have a lot of new youngsters, you know, that's coming out real soon. You know, my little homie Q Boy, the Menace. You know what I'm saying? I have another artist, K Dog. You know what I'm saying? Out of Austin.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I have a couple of my SPC artists, you know, that's in the SPC with me, that's gonna drop on my label. So, you know, the 15 is really gonna be real good for Psych Ward Entertainment. You know, because you know I just got off the Hip Hop DX, so that was real good. You know, 3 different interviews, so you know that's real major. For sure. You know, Houston Press. I mean, I've been doing a lot, you know, and I've been getting a lot of great feedback. Been getting a lot of promotion with this album. You know, the album is entitled "The God of Horrorcore." You know, when I created the horrorcore, I was the king. Now that I'm in the nation, you know, I've elevated, you know, to the God of horrorcore. I just told you why I'm the God of horrorcore, because God is the foundation. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. I'm not a devil worshiper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, the horrorcore side, you know, I'm still cut from the same cloth as Manson and Bundy. You know?
Definitely. Now, in '92, when South Park Psycho came out, that was, like we talked about, the original, you know, I guess, gift to the world of horrorcore. How does the new album kind of touch back to that and create something new that's going to carry us into the future in this genre?
Oh, well, you know, the album is, you know, I still have my original components on the album, you know, but I also, you know, have, you know, more up-to-date components also, you know, that these youngsters like, you know, a lot of good street anthems on the album as well, you know. I mean, you know, I don't think that you have to make a 100% horrorcore album to be a horrorcore rapper, because those songs are like sore thumbs. They're gonna stick out anyway, you know. So I just do a little for everybody, but the bulk of the album, you'll know that it's straight horrorcore, and you know, it's up to date, you know. It's 91, but it's 2014 mixed together, so it's up to date horrorcore. Like I have the song "The Landlord" on the album, and the hook is like, I own horrorcore. I bought this house. If you need a place to stay, you can rent this house, but I'm the landlord. You need to pay homage. You know what I'm talking about? You don't pay rent, you pay homage, and it is what it is. Then I have a song on the album called "Who Can Fuck With Me." When it comes to horrorcore, who can fuck with me? You know what I'm saying? For any doubters, anybody might, think they're harder than me in the horrorcore,
Right.
So it is what it is, man.
Now, ICP has taken, and branched out. They brought the Ghetto Boys out to the gathering. They've done a track or two with the Ghetto Boys. Definitely paying homage to their legacy. Have you reached out, or have they reached out to you to kind of, bring you into the gathering or any events that they're putting on to further expose you to our fan base, for sure?
Not necessarily, but really, when that time comes, it'll come. I'm not really, tripping. I like ICP. I like how they paint their faces and stuff. I like the imagery that they uphold. I like how they've taken the genre, to the next level. So I respect ICP. I respect Brother Lynch, Esham, even though he does the acid rap.
Right.
King Gordon. So I respect all hardcore rappers, man. Like I was saying, our unity is stronger than a bomb. All we have to do is unify and stop tripping over who created it and all that shit. That really don't even really matter because we all gonna say we created it, so I ain't really tripping on that. But what we need to do is come together, and do a full tour with all of us. That would be special.
Definitely, I agree with that for sure. Another underground horrorcore group that's coming up, and they were ICP proteges. They just left Psychopathic as Twisted. They got their own little label now. Of course, everybody is trying to find out who they're reaching out to. Have you talked to their camp at all about doing any projects with them?
No. Well, honestly, man, I'm the god of horrorcore. I really don't seek out people, man. People know, whether they say it out of their mouths, they know who created this shit. So, I let people seek me out, Shit, I created it, so I'm not doing no seeking for nobody. Now, I will seek out to be signed by Eminem. Shout out to M, because one thing about M, M is solidified in his rap game with his lyricism and his and hardcore. So I got much love and respect for him.
For sure. You are a part of the Nation of Islam. You're Muslim, and we've actually had recently kind of an uptick in horrorcore artists that are of the Muslim descent. What would you give them advice as far as not falling into the pitfalls you mentioned about allowing horrorcore to overtake them and maintaining their faith to keep out of the negative side of horrorcore?
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is, man. It's to keep your faith, keep God first, and then you won't fall into, the pitfalls of hardcore, which is on the left side of your brain. Left is never right. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So hardcore actually comes from the left side of your brain, which is the negative side. So if you live on that side and you feed on that side, you will be overtaken by that side. So you have to have right first in order to do this style, or you will become what we speak of. And that's the difference. So I would just tell those guys to just keep God first, and just, it's nothing wrong with being a hardcore, because you have to understand, life is a movie. We just all playing parts.
For sure.
So if they keep God first, they won't fall into the pitfall. That's how I've able to, been able to, stay focused, stay relevant, and stay hard.
Definitely. Now, along the kind of the same lines of that, there's, of course, as an artist since, back in the day, you've had your fair share of criticism. You've had your fair share of positive and negative reviews. What can you say to young up-and-coming artists about, let's say they get their first review and it's, a massive negative and a hit to the ego. What advice can you give them as a legend that, might help to, get them beyond that so they can move forward and definitely progress in their career?
Well, Our promotion is good promotion, first of all. So, you know, shit. It's just like riding a bike. Once you fall off the bike, what do? You get back on the bike and do it again. Because just because someone speaks negative of you doesn't mean that you're negative. That's just their opinion. You know, opinion is like an asshole. We all have one. So don't worry about the opinions, you know, because I mean, you know, I've had my fair share, but you know, every time I go in my house, I see a gold plaque and a platinum plaque.
For sure.
So I mean, really, you know what I'm saying? So you know, you have to keep focused, stay positive, and just try to you know bypass all that bullshit. Let motherfuckers say what they gonna say, you know, but you just keep doing what you do, and you'll make it.
Now, the new album, I want to kind of get into that because I'm actually writing a review for you right now. It should be out soon. You mentioned it's 91 mixed with 2014, brand new kind of flavor. You know, as I've dug into the album a little bit, I found, you know, a lot of, you know, definite, like you said, throwbacks to the old school as far as your flows, your beats, things like that. But I've also seen a lot of the newer, you know, ambiances you mentioned. You mentioned quite a few current artists in the music business and in a lot of your rhymes, as well as, you know, kind of maintaining that, you know, more Brother Lynch type style with the horrorcore side of things. So fans of your old music, what can you tell them about the new album that, you know, is going to draw them in, as well as like what can you say to new fans who've never heard you before, maybe, to bring them in and have them buy the album? What would you say is the big selling point on the album for those two different groups of people?
Well, you know, first of all, I don't do Brother Lynch type of styles. You know, I created horrorcore. Everybody does the style from me. Let's get that clear right now. But, you know, I would tell them, you know, that I mean the album is hardcore, you know what I'm saying? But you have to understand, you know, women generally won't gravitate to horrorcore, so you still have to have something, you know, to catch their attention. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to understand, whatever the women buy, the men will buy. Wherever the women go, the men will go. Why you think they have ladies get in free, you know what I'm saying, until 12? Because it's going to be packed with ladies in the club, and the men are going to follow. So you have to have something on your album for both sides.
For sure.
And that's the difference, you know what I'm saying, with the God of Horrorcore. Songs like Strippers, Down for Me, you know what I'm saying, Working Hard. You know, you have to have those other type of songs to create a balance for, you know, the other half, which is the horrorcore half.
Definitely, for sure. Coming to the end of our interview, I like to touch on, I don't know how much you know about what's happening to ICP's fan base with the FBI and the gang label and all of that. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, you know, first of all, I'd like to send shouts out to ICP for upgrading the genre of horrorcore. And honestly, you know, I really don't really speak on people's you know, whatever someone may go through. I just continue to stay on the music, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to speak from a music side of things, you know what I'm saying? Again, you know, I like to send shouts out to ICP, because if it wasn't for ICP, you know, the genre really wouldn't have upgraded as fast as it did. Because, you know, when I started the horrorcore, you know what I'm saying, then, you know, when Rap-A-Lot settled down a little bit, you know what I'm saying, you had your Brother Lynch's, your ICP, you know what I'm saying, your E-Shams, your King Gordons. So this is why I'm paying homage to them, you know what I'm saying, for keeping the genre, you know, up. But, you know, as far as ICP, you know, whatever they're going through, you know what I'm saying, I listen to the album. Those guys are real good dudes. So shit, they'll be able to make it through it. You know, that's what we do.
Definitely, and they've, you know, stood up for the fan base and actually sued the FBI about it, and, it's, you know, definite, you know, they're throwing love back at the fans too. Now, I know a lot of our fans, you know you from back in the day. They, you know, may not have heard a lot of your new albums, but this new album, I gotta say, is, you know, a definite throwback as well as new style. And, you know, for most fans out there that haven't checked you out in a while, I'm definitely saying they should check you out. But final thought from you, I'm gonna give you the last, you know, minute and a half here to tell people, you know, final thoughts towards our fan base, the Juggalos, towards the horrorcore fan base in general, you know, what you want them to know.
Well, you know, I want them to know that, you know, again, you know, that, you know, shout out to the Juggalos, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to ICP, you know, shout out to Esham, shout out to King Gordy, shout out to Brother Lynch, you know. I just want us to get together and unite so we can take over. You know what I'm saying? We can take over the industry if we would unite. Shout outs to Eminem, you know, shout outs to D12. So if we would unite, you know, we would take over, you know, and stop all the, you know, the bickering on, you know, about who did this, who did that, you know. Our unity is more powerful. And, you know, once we do that, we'll see that we will emerge victors, you know what I'm saying, in the industry. Because right now the industry is lacking, you know what I'm saying, lacking substance. So, you know, like when I listen to ICP songs and, you know, Brother Lynch songs, you know what I'm saying, Rest in Peace and all of this, these brothers have substance. And that's what we need, you know what I'm saying, to take over. And that's really what it is. And one more thing, you know, if you want to purchase my album, you can go to olistina@yahoo.com. Just PayPal me, I'll send it to you myself. Again, that's OLISTENA@yahoo.com. And it's $20 for the United States. Shipping is included in that price. And it's $25 overseas, and shipping is included in that price. And I'm just thankful to still be here, man. You know what I'm saying? I had my birthday yesterday. So I was on the Murder Master Music Mix Show. You know, we had a 3-hour Ganxsta NIP special, you know, playing nothing but the new album and, you know, old albums. So I'm just blessed, man, to still be here, still looking good, still being able to, you know, spit fire rhymes and still being able to, you know, to be able to guide horrorcore, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we all need a little guidance, and, you know, the nation has guided me, so it's my duty to uphold the throne of horrorcore, to guide horrorcore.
Definitely.
And that's what's up.
Well, happy birthday to you from us at Sega Lovers, for sure. And I really appreciate you taking time out to sit and talk with us and give us your thoughts on the industry, where we need to go. And I'm definitely behind you 100%. Unity is where it's at. You know, whether it's local unity, nationwide unity, I definitely think the hip-hop and rap scene needs that. So thank you so much for speaking on that. And that's it, man. 20 minutes flies by like there's no tomorrow. So, hey,
that's what's up.
I appreciate it, man. And thank you so much. This is Juggalotus with Ganxsta NIP saying peace out.
Yes, sir. God bless.
When it comes